Well, strong opinions and mixed opinions out there, I must say. There are some who feel that there's no need for any change. There are some people who say that, yes, misuse is rampant. So before I take the reactions of my guests here, let me get in Sanjeev from Chennai. So Sanjeev, can you hear me? Are you with me, Sanjeev? Okay, we seem to have lost that connection. Now, Abhimanyu, I want your reaction on these views.
Just to tell how much takes to arrest?
Yes.
Let me start by telling you I have seriously contemplated suicide myself.
I have also.
Let me finish, please.
Let him just finish.
And let me tell you, I am not fond of self-pity. It's not out of self-pity. I know as a Hindu I'll probably end up in hell anyway. So the only reason I thought of suicide was I thought there was one action I could do, you know, which people could not misinterpret. That was the only way I thought I could get a message across. Because I spoke to lawyers, Meenakshi is talking about perjury. I understand this word very well, but I spoke to my lawyer and he says this is a stage which will come after a few years if you're willing to wait that long. You know, so I thought you know, I would get back at my wife and her parents by committing suicide and leaving a note saying that, you know, I was innocent, I want the rest of the world to know also. So if you are presumed guilty before investigation, I think this is the most brutal way in which any country can treat its citizens. Simply because I'm a male, I don't think you have the right to presume I'm guilty.
Yes, I think that's very well said. So, Abhimanyu, what really went on after that, and how did you actually come out of the whole situation?
I think I came out because I happened to have the presence of mind to get on the internet. You know, I Googled support groups, and I tried to Google a few lawyers who offer free advice. I couldn't find any lawyers, but I found a wonderful organization called Save Indian Family. I went and spoke to those people, and I asked them, how is it possible that such a vast, you know, judicial setup gives us no, you know, scope for redress? And they told me there are ways and means of ensuring it. It depends on what kind of a report has been made. If it's a fabricated report, it won't be able to hold water for a long time. So you just look through it, and you find points to vindicate your stand. But I don't think I would have reached that stage when I would actually pick up the FIR, you know, and read the stories they had made about me.
Yes, because you were not in that state of mind probably.
I was told that it was all about getting married, you know, in a family which came from a highly criminalized belt in North India, you know, Bulandshahr, Meerut, Muzaffarnagar. And they told me it was very common for things like this to happen to outsiders there. And I saw myself as a victim, you know, of a very corrupt system which thought in stereotypes. Nobody was willing to listen to what had happened to me. They just said, so, okay, did you ask for dowry? You didn't ask for dowry. She was angry with you. Why was she angry with you? Why didn't you just make her happy? You know, so it was as if it was okay if she had told lies. That was the way the system works.
No, it's not okay.
Yes, Meenakshi.
You see, there are loopholes in our criminal system, and those loopholes do not restrict themselves only to 498A. So far as misuse of any law is concerned, even murder laws are misused, evidence laws are misused, perjury laws are misused, all kinds of laws are misused. And when he is talking about that there is a stage for going for perjury or defamation or whatever, that stage will be prevalent to entire criminal justice system of our country. Because till you finish a trial, until you are acquitted, there is nothing that one can do about. Number 3, when we are focusing on misuse, or at times it is overuse. Overuse because there was a time, I mean till a year or 2 years ago, till Domestic Violence Act came into the being, everything was going under 498A. Now you have Domestic Violence Act to deal with certain situation of domestic violence per se.
Right.
I think similarly there is another grey area so far as rights of women are concerned, that is the area pertaining to alimony. And I think in our society it's unfair both ways. You see, if there is a marriage, I've seen cases where there's a marriage of 2 months, there's a marriage of 1 month, there's a marriage of 6 months, 8 months. And the woman says, I need a house. I need a house. I need you to give me 25 lakhs. and I need 1 crore or I need 2.5 crores or whatever, like that kind of negotiation. Now I feel that the laws, the way it exists in West, that till you have spent certain time in marriage, these facilities as part of alimony will not be available. Only if you have given that much will that be available to you, or you have actually suffered in marriage to that extent that compensation should be given. 3, where actually women have spent 10 years, 15 years, 20 years of marriage. Our alimony laws are so weak and so rotten that the woman gets nothing, and fathers who have never looked after their children immediately to arm twist the woman, file cases for visitation and guardianship and custody.
I'll again have to cut you here, Meenakshi, because time for another break here in Gender Discourse. People do come back, as today we are talking about the misuse of dowry laws, and you too can be a part of this show by calling us on our toll-free number, which is 1800115313. Do come back. Welcome back. This is Gender Discourse, and today we are talking about misuse of dowry laws. Well, right now it's time for me to take another call of a viewer who is PL Mishra with us. So, well, Mr. Mishra, if you can hear me, welcome to the show.
हाँ यस यस, मैं सुन रहा हूँ आपको.
जी बताइए, क्या सवाल है आपका?
हाँ, मेरा सवाल ये है, जैसे कि 498 और जो भी रूल है
जी,
बहनों की सुरक्षा, जो हमारा देश भारत जो है लास्ट 20 ईयर से बहुत ज्यादा विकसित हो रहा है, जिसमें महिलाएं भी काफी पढ़ाई में लेकर के और बहुत सारी चीजों में विकसित हो रही हैं, और हमारा मीन्स जेंट्स भी विकसित हो रहे हैं. हमारा कहना यह है कि ये रूल जो है मीन्स एक तरफ से बहुत ही हरासमेंट करने का टूल बनता जा रहा है. बहनों की सुरक्षा होना चाहिए, लेकिन क्या है उस कीमत पे जो है आदमी को हरेस किया जाए. यहाँ तक ऐसे केसेस देखे गए हैं कि कोई 98 ईयर्स का उसका ब्रदर फादर इन लॉ है, मदर इन लॉ है. बहुत सारे केसेस मुंबई, दिल्ली और बहुत सारे सिटीज में मैंने देखा है. मैं पढ़ा लिखा इंसान हूँ, और इवन बहुत से लोगों को मीन्स जैसे रिपोर्ट होती है तुरंत उनको अरेस्ट करके जेल में ले जाया जाता है, उनकी नौकरी छूट जाती है. फिर उसके बाद वो लोग लड़ भिड़ के फिर आपस में कंप्रोमाइज कर लेते हैं, लेकिन आदमी 4-5 दिन जेल में जाकर के उसकी नौकरी छूट जाती है, हरासमेंट होता है. उसके बाद वापिस अपने का वो लोग मीन्स कुछ भी कंप्रोमाइज कर लेते हैं. तो मैं क्या कहता हूँ, उनका केसेस ऐसा, जैसे हमारे सामने एडवोकेट बैठी हैं लेखी, जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट में एडवोकेट हैं, ये लोग ये क्रिमिनल जस्टिस सिस्टम में चेंज करने के लिए नेताओं से लेकर के या हाईकोर्ट में, मैं प्रोसीजर नहीं जानता हूँ, कुछ उसमें ऑप्शन डालने की. जैसे लेकिन उसमें जो है मीन्स हस्बैंड और
जी मिश्रा जी, मैं आपका सवाल समझ गई. आपका कहना सिर्फ इतना है कि शायद अब वक्त आ गया है कि कुछ उसको रिव्यू किया जाए और देखा जाए कि उसमें क्या चेंजेस हो सकते हैं. सो मीनाक्षी, वुड यू फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल एग्री विद मिस्टर मिश्रा दे?
नहीं, आई एग्री विद मिस्टर मिश्रा टू एन एक्सटेंट कि वो जो उन्होंने एग्जाम्पल दिया, दैट 90-year-old मैन बीइंग हैरेस्ड फॉर दिस काइंड ऑफ इनैक्टमेंट. Now, my only request is that apart from UP, state of Uttar Pradesh and Uttaranchal now, rest of the country anticipatory bail provisions are applicable, and one can apply under those provisions, and irrespective bail is granted. Bail is granted. Once you say it's a 490, because our judicial system is more aware of legal workability, and indigenous methods are evolving every day. So this law, without being a bailable law, is almost a bailable law in all the states except 2 states of the country. Uttar Pradesh and Uttaranchal, it is because anticipatory bail is not a provision there. Rest of the country, it is a provision, and the moment you say 498A, 406, 90-year-old man, bail granted, no question asked. You see, so far as misuse is concerned, I just want to cite one case.